boy.
The hot girl is a human trafficker. She tries to lure the boy with candy. Just as the boy is about to reach for it, she releases a snake.
She is tail. Very sweet. Give her a kiss.
As the boy hesitates, he suddenly hears his grandmother calling. In the blink of an eye, the hot girl disappears into thin air. He quickly runs to tell his grandmother, instantly giving her the heebie-jeebies. 40 years ago, his grandmother saw a stranger give chocolate to her friend. Suddenly, the woman stared at her, her mouth twisted to her ear, scaring his grandmother into running away. The next day, her friend washed her face, suddenly finding a lump of flesh on her chin, and then her mouth had become sharp and hard. When she tried to scream, all that comes out is some clucking sound. She kind of lost it, pecking around like crazy. When her bestie rushed over to check it out, bam, the girl had turned into something else entirely. She shrugged off her jacket, turning into a gigantic hen. Grown-ups thought the kid had pulled a disappearing act. The bestie couldn't explain it, just had to watch as the girl started laying eggs every day. Turns out, the candy the girl chowed down was given by a wicked witch. These witches hide out among us. Could be your neighbor or your work buddy. Once they manage to reel in a lonely kid, they turn them into all sorts of critters, either off them or whisk them away. Thinking about all this drama, the grown-up bestie decided to make a run for it with her grandson. They checked into a hotel, unaware that a bunch of witches had also booked in. Next morning, while the Blackie was messing around in the banquet hall, the hall door swings open. In strolls this fancy crew of women. Looks like they're planning a little gathering. Quick thinking, the Blackie ducks under the stage. The gal elegantly whips off her wig, revealing a shiny bald dome. With only 2 fingers, she caresses her itchy scalp. Kicking off her high heels, she unveils deformed feet. In the audience, dozens of bald women sit, more accurately described as creatures called witches. Up on stage is the Grand Witch herself, the top dog. She opens her mouth, the corners stretching all the way to her ears, going off on her useless crew because she spotted a bunch of kids hanging out on the beach. Witches can't stand human kids, think they reek to high heaven. Today's powwow is all about how they can wipe out every last kiddo on the planet.
Here are my orders. One on every child in the world. Rubbed out, squashed.
The Witch Queen pulls out a bottle of green magic potion from her robe. Just one drop can turn a child into a mouse. The tribe members excitedly raise 2 fingers and applaud. The Witch Queen continues, mentioning she's already given it to a child. In a few minutes, he'll come to her. Then, everyone can witness the transformation into a mouse. Suddenly, the Witch Queen shouts, "Quiet!" Because she smells the child. She gets close to the floor, inch by inch, her big deformed nose sniffing like a hound. She catches a whiff, a grin tearing at the corners of her mouth. She flips the stage in a frenzy, revealing nothing underneath. The Blackie has cleverly relocated. The witch's gaze shifts to the ventilation duct in front of her. Just as she's about to inspect, the sound of a child comes from outside. Chubby little one who had eaten the candy given by the Witch Queen. The chubby boy convulses. Green smoke billows from his nose and ears. And then he is propelled into the air by the gas. His clothes deflate, gently drifting down to the ground. After a while, a chubby gray mouse emerges from the collar. The Witch Queen is delighted. Her potion worked. She tosses aside her wig, orders the other witches to catch the chubby boy, who is in imminent danger. Little white mouse shouts,
I'll fetch him.
And dashes out, grabbing the chubby boy by the tail and dragging him into the ventilation duct. The Grand Witch lifts the ventilation grill, seizes the Blackie by the ears, and pulls him out. Several witches immediately restrain him. The Blackie tightly shuts his mouth, but the Witch Queen directly pours the potion into his ears. A drop of green potion falls. In the next second, red gas sprays from the Blackie's nose. Amidst continuous convulsions, the boy transforms into a little mouse.
Aren't you a cute little mouse?
Just as he's about to make a run for it, the Witch Queen grabs his tail. In a crucial moment, it's little white mouse to the rescue again. She fearlessly bites the witch queen's finger, taking advantage of her pain to yank the blackie and run. The witch queen follows closely, her arms elongating. But unfortunately, the duct leads to a ventilation fan. The witch queen's claws get caught, emitting a painful scream. She hastily withdraws her arms, cradling her injured fingers. Writhing in pain, the little mice are temporarily safe. A mouse sneaks into the hotel kitchen, opens a bottle of green potion, and then tests the position with the bottle cap. Obviously, the distance is a bit short. It finds a ladle, places the potion flat on it. When the chef isn't looking, jumps onto the ladle with a fierce leap. Finally, it successfully pours the potion into the witch's dinner. Soon, the witch's dining time is approaching. Grandma, accompanied by 3 little mice, also arrives at the restaurant. She wants to ensure all the witches can drink the green bean soup, making the plan go perfectly. The green bean soup is brought to the table by the waiter. The witches all drink it smoothly, but just as the witch leader is about to drink, she notices Grandma in the corner. It seems like she has discovered something, so she puts down the ladle in her hand, briskly walking towards Grandma.
Pigtails.
I'm sorry?
Pigtails.
Turns out, the witch queen is the woman who turned Grandma's friend into a hen. However, at this moment, suddenly, one of the witches starts convulsing frantically. Transforming into an ugly-looking old mouse. Immediately, the other witches start undergoing successive transformations, and the hotel turns into chaos. Even the hotel manager is not spared. The witch queen's face turned black with anger. Taking advantage of the commotion, Grandma slips into the witch's room, intending to destroy all the remaining potions. Unexpectedly, the witch queen follows her in. She extends her long arm towards Grandma, but Grandma remains unfazed.
Blah, blah, blah. No, your butt ugly witch talk don't scare me one bit.
As it turns out, 3 little mice have set up traps below. Upon the Blackie's command, the witch's screams echo throughout the room. The witch drank the entire bottle of potion, and quickly turned into an incredibly ugly large mouse.